Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you ever watched a mechanic fix a Boeing or Airbus and never wondered how the heck do they know exactly where that specific rivet is or that specific wire bundle is on this gigantic 200-foot aircraft? Well, today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about it. We're talking about aircraft station numbers. It's like an invisible GPS system to locate anything on an aircraft. So by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how engineers and mechanics locate anything on a plane using fuselage stations, waterlines, and buttlines, also including wing stations and more. Stick around. This is kind of like A&P school stuff, but you should also know this at your job, fixing aircraft. Part 1, why do we need station numbers? So imagine trying to fix your car without knowing where the engine is. Now, scale it up to something the size of a 777, where there's millions of parts, millions of locations, access panels, wire bundles, rivets, and stuff like that. Like, you're gonna need to know exactly where the maintenance manual is referencing you to. Or say you're doing a major repair, you're fixing a crack on some sheet metal, you're changing out a spar somewhere, you're doing sheet metal work, you're riveting things, you're doing an alteration, you're going to want to reference where exactly on the aircraft this has been done. And that's where we use station lines, water lines, and butt lines. So the system came from old shipbuilding called lofting. This is kind of the history of the station lines. Aircraft borrowed it from shipbuilding, and it's used in almost every large aircraft, helicopters, and even some small planes use this system. So there's the most important thing is the starting point. It's called the reference datum. Usually we just call it the datum in aircraft maintenance. It's kind of an imaginary plane or line, usually in front of the nose or just at the nose of the aircraft. So think of it as station zero. So anything after that going towards the back of the aircraft would be a positive number in inches. So say a pilot seat is at station, let's say 105. That's 105 inches behind the datum. So this is kind of like a blueprint telling you how far along the length of an aircraft a certain thing is. So station zero would be the datum, which is usually the nose, and station, for example, let's say on this image, 513 would be the main landing gear. That's how far back in inches the main landing gear is from the nose or the datum of the aircraft. Okay, it's pretty simple. So we just went over what's called fuselage stations. Next up, we're going to talk about water lines. So a water line is kind of like an imaginary line, which starts from a horizontal reference plane below the fuselage, usually called waterline zero. So let's say the ground is waterline zero, and anything above that would be the reference point. So waterline 100 would be 100 inches above that zero line. And usually in an aircraft maintenance manual, you would know exactly where waterline zero would be. It's usually in like the aircraft data section. How I like to think of a waterline is, say you have an aircraft fuselage and it's completely enclosed and you're filling it up with water. Wherever that water line stops is where your water line reference number would be. Okay? So it's kind of telling you the height of certain components or things, whatever you're trying to reference. So it's perfect for locating a window or floor, wiring runs or landing gear attachment points and stuff like that. Next up, we have butt lines, BL, or buttock lines. This is the width of the aircraft. So we went over the length called fuselage station. We went over the waterline, which is the height. That's called waterline, obviously. And now we have buttline or buttock line. It's a vertical line. Imagine a vertical line that runs down the center of the fuselage. Usually this is buttline zero. So at buttline zero, anything to the right side of that aircraft would be a positive number. and anything to the left of that would be a negative number. So if your lead mechanic told you, go inspect butt line negative 15, that would be 15 inches left of the center of the aircraft. Okay? So, for example, butt line plus 20 is 20 inches to the right of the center line. These three numbers, fuselage station, butt line, and waterline, give you like a 3D coordinate location of where whatever component repair thing you're trying to do on the aircraft. And I've had a lot of questions in my comments about this, and I hope this video kind of clears it up. Think of it as a coordinate system for the aircraft. Although you may not need to use the system all the time when doing jobs on Boeing or Airbus, it is good to know. Usually when you do work on, let's say, a helicopter, it's small enough to know exactly what the maintenance manual is talking about without having to figure out what fuselage station or waterline or buttline it is, because the helicopter is relatively small to a big Airbus or Boeing. So let's say wings, tail, and everything else like engine nacelle, they also have their own system of numbering locations. So wing station starts at the fuselage center line, same as butt line 0, and measure outward along the wing in inches. I'll put a image up on the screen for that. It's pretty self-explanatory. So you could see wing station 371 is kind of the very tip, and wing station 65.7 is more inboard toward the root of the wing. Also, you can see the engine nacelle has its own numbering system to know exactly where things are on the engine. How mechanics actually use this. Let's say the manual says inspect crack at fuselage station 345, butt line plus 12, and waterline 85. You would know to go behind the datum 345 inches. The butt line would be to the right side 12 inches, and the waterline would be 85 inches from wherever that 0 is. So you know the exact spot, and there's no guessing. Usually, aircraft have access panels on the skin that are numbered in a specific section of the maintenance manual. So I work on helicopters. I know on a lot of helicopters, say you're depaneling the helicopter or you want a specific panel, you would go to something called the panel book, which is kind of a compilation of every single panel in the helicopter, and it has its own reference number for each panel and a diagram of how every panel is installed on the aircraft. So there's really no guessing there. Another bonus for you guys is that there's also an ATA zoning from ATA 100 spec. This is different. It's rough areas like zone 100 would be the nose, zone 500 is the left wing, zone 600 is the right wing, and station numbers give you exactly what to pinpoint inside that zone. This matters because it prevents mistakes, and with mistakes that could happen that could cost millions, or worse, it could compromise safety if you don't know exactly what you're doing and where you're doing it. Every rivet matters, every wire matters, every inspection point. So every aircraft uses a variation of this, and next time you see a mechanic doing a big repair, for example, some sort of sheet metal or structural work, just know they are using this system, and they're probably referencing station numbers. So there you have it, aircraft station numbers explained. The fuselage stations, waterlines, butt lines, and wing stations that turn a giant metal tube into a perfectly mapped machine. If this helped you, drop a comment. For you guys who already have A&Ps, just drop a comment. Let me know your craziest maintenance story that you've witnessed or done. I hope you guys like this video, and I'll catch you next time.